Hey guys, Ben Hart here, and I'm just thinking about drop D, tuning this low one to drop D. Definitely something that I love doing. Grew up with kind of the bluegrass and bluesy thing, you know, and we did a lot of and it would, especially if you were acoustic guitar, just kind of by yourself, it lets you kind of make some intros up, and it gave you some bottom end if you were just plowing away. And it gave you that thing. The key is, especially if you're an electric player, which I was an acoustic player first, but you know, when you're playing like single note things, it's like you're trying to always stop the notes of open things around it. And with this drop D, it's kind of like, hey, don't touch anything, because if you can hit that and, you know, and these other notes come through for a little while, it's, you know, kind of harmonically glorious. So this hand kind of gets changed a little bit, unless you're doing like, you know, you can do like a palm mute thing. Like if you were on the spot, so. You got this A right here. You know? So you can do that, and you got kind of like a rhythmic thing with palm mutes. Another thing I've been thinking about is if you can just hit that, you've got your 1, if you're in D, and then you got your 5, it's open, and then it kind of changes, especially when you're just strumming. If you want that low G note, it's now on the 5th fret, and I kind of just mute that A with that pinky, and then either don't play this high E and mute that with the D, or go ahead and just bar that. That'll give you your G, so that's when you're strumming. And it gives it like this crazy power chord thing if you add this A up here in D, rather than, you know, there's no F sharps in it, it's just D, A, D, A, D, and A. So different positions on the neck. I guess what I'm picturing is I'm thinking about this D7 if I want it bluesy, and this D. So I think about here on the E string, sliding into the 2nd fret, 3rd, 1st fret, and then this A on the 2nd fret up. And then I also do, like, this is the 5 of the chord, I do the flat 5 thing, because that's kind of like the minor pentatonic thing. But then I add the 3rd in here, because you got that minor that you could go open on the D string from the 3rd fret, but instead I go to the 4th fret. So it still states that it's a D chord, you're adding the F sharp, the 3rd in there. And then obviously the flat 7, you can kind of bend to open. You gotta do this when you're doing it. And then same thing here. That's now an F sharp, but you can slide to that. So you got all those notes to kind of play with. So if you're just alright, so then I just create licks around those notes. Also, if you want to go a little bit step farther, you could kind of move up to the next position, and you got the minor pentatonic blues things. You got 5, flat 5, 4. You can bend from this minor 3rd and major 3rd right there. Like. You know? Now you're back to this position. Alright. And then if you kind of move up the neck, you got, like, I think about kind of like barring an A or an A7 right here. So right here you got these notes, you got this little A right here on the 7th fret, and then you do got this flat 7 thing. So, but like thinking right here, here's minor 3rd, major 3rd again. You bend, you can hold the 5 of it, the 5th fret, and then the 6th fret, and then bend to the 7th. And then your 1 is right there on the 7th fret of the G string, flat 7. Minor pentatonic blues thing. Here's the, you know, flat 5, 4, bend from the, you know, flat 7 thing. And you can either go here or right here. So like when I first started, I was then I went to like A. I had an open A. So and now I was thinking like this A, and then I just hammer onto the 5 of that, and then pulled off to an A. Yeah, so. And you got this up there, so you get kind of like your G-shaped thing and your F-shaped thing where I go. You can think about all that. So yeah, drop D is a cool acoustic key. You know, let me know in the comments if you guys like you use drop D, and you know, I guess I was really in love with it at one time. And sometimes I'll capo if I'm playing an E, I'll capo the 2nd fret and leave that one open, so I got the low E, so it kind of functions like drop D, but then you don't have and I don't actually tune it down, but I do have that open E thing for sure. But and you know, you can do, if you can hold these and like hybrid pick with these two, you can just keep that going. Maybe just kind of go, and then if you get to a G, you got to kind of make a decision, like back to D, now A, now back to D. There's your B minor, A. Okay, so yeah, just some drop D thoughts, you know, on this afternoon, and hope everybody's doing good. Do you play and drop D? Let me know.